afternoon and welcome to a special edition of the Humidor Report. We actually have another video that'll be going up that we shot before this that we said was the next video and we hadn't seen you in a while, but we're going to squeeze this in first. Actually, we're going to put this video up today. So, anything we say about today on sale now, it is true and live and valid as of the time of this video going up because we're putting this creature up today. But as you can see, it is a good cause for a special edition of the Humidor Report. Anytime you start seeing these Arturo Fuente Certificate of Authenticity tags hanging out in boxes, you know it is time for some rare and limited Fuente stock. And we do have quite a bit of it. The obvious one, the elephant in the room, if you will see right up front here on the table, is the famed Fuente Opus X Lost City. Now, if you're not familiar with the Lost City, where it was born, a number of years ago, Andy Garcia was not only acting in but directing a movie by the name of The Lost City, and they needed tobacco fields to shoot in for the movie. Well, Andy Garcia goes to Carlito Fuente and says, "We want to shoot in your fields." Unfortunately, it was the middle of summer and there was no tobacco in the fields at that time. So Carlito said, "We will plant a small crop, we'll grow it out just so you can have something to shoot against. If it's usable, we'll use it. If not, not a big deal." Well, the leaf was incidentally usable at the end of the day and was used to create the Opus X Lost City. Now, this is part of the Prometheus God of Fire Fuente age selection product. So all of this product actually puts proceeds towards the Fuente Family Charitable Foundation, which helps to educate grade school age students there in the Dominican Republic. And there's also a scholarship foundation to help those students go to college once they get out. So this Lost City product and the other stuff we're going to talk about all puts money towards the Fuente Family Charitable Foundation. So you're doing a good deed while getting your hands on some super rare tobaccos. This one sitting here close to me is a personal favorite of mine. This is the Don Carlos Anniversario. You're probably familiar with the Fuente Don Carlos. It is in our regular lineup here on the shelves at the store, but the Anniversario is a little bit different. They took the original Don Carlos blend, removed the Cameroon wrapper, and put that famed Dominican-grown Rosado Opus X wrapper on top of that Don Carlos blend. And they beat the blend up a little bit, so it is a richer version of the Don Carlos blend with that Rosado wrapper, and could quite possibly be, in my opinion, the best thing that I've had from Fuente. So I'm very excited to see these back on the shelves. Up front over here, other big rarities, Fuente's God of Fire series. Now, there's a couple of different series in God of Fire. I believe it's Series Anniversario, Series B, Carlito, and Don Carlos. We have one box of Carlitos and one box of Don Carlos, each blended by the respective Fuentes, be it the father, Don Carlos, or his son, Carlito. Now, Don Carlos isn't with us anymore. He passed away a number of years ago. So this is probably one of the last blends that Carlos Sr. worked on in Fuente before his passing. So more super rare, and again, only 10 sticks of each, so get them while you can. Two other things that are actually tied to these that a lot of people may not recognize are going to be Angelinos, which we have here, and the Sencillo Platinum and Sencillo Black that we have down here right behind the God of Fires. Now, Angelinos is also made by Fuente for God of Fire. It's a tribute to the city of Los Angeles. But what I believe, as best as I understand, what I believe this one is similar to this in that it is at least similar or based on the Fuente Don Carlos blend, but with a Connecticut wrapper. So a neat variation on that theme where you've got a fuller bodied Connecticut, which makes this a really neat treat, specifically if you're a fan of Fuente's products and the Fuente Don Carlos. And then Sencillo down here, both the Platinum and the Black are actually made by Davidoff. But they are limited release. Sencillo stands for simplicity. So it's meant to be a relatively easy to smoke, medium bodied, not complicated cigar with a price to make it simple and affordable enough to be a day-to-day cigar. Why they do that with a cigar that's only released a couple of times a year, I don't know, unless the intention is just to stock up on it while it's released and smoke on them all year. But every last bit of this product you see right here is super limited and super hard to get. It's stuff that we have to have established relationships with the people that distribute these items in order to be able to even get our hands on any of this. So to have such a big load at one time that we can drop on the table here and say, all of you Fuente geeks out there, come a running, because it is on the table as of right now. But if you know anything about these cigars, they won't be there long, because as soon as these videos get posted and the post hit Facebook, they start turning up and these will all disappear very, very quickly, which is why we're putting the video out today, because we want you to see it all in all of its great glory, and we want the video to get out there before they're all gone. So make sure you get yourself down here right away as soon as possible and load up on this Opus X product, Fuente Lost City, the Don Carlos Anniversario, Sencillo, Angelinos, Godafire, all available right now and only here at Cigar Club Southeast Texas. That's going to wrap it up for this special edition. Now stay tuned next week. We're actually revisiting our last video, so coming up this coming Wednesday, you're going to see our video talking about our blackened event, but things have changed. So do stay tuned. Check us out. Wednesday afternoon is when that video is going to go up and explain what all is happening with our upcoming Drew event. It has been pushed back. So more details to come. Stay tuned and we'll bring you that Wednesday afternoon. Until then, come in and get the Opus while you can. And I'm Justin, and we'll see you at the club.